The story is about two strangers who get stuck in an open desert due to a mistake where there is no water to drink, no place to stay, only hot and open desert far away. There is no way to escape. So what happens between these two? And will these two be able to get out of this open desert? Let's see from today's story. At the beginning of the story, we see a couple. The boy's name was Chris and the girl's name was Teresa. Both of them love each other a lot and are about to get married in a few days. These two are going to celebrate some holidays in the Arab country. Anyway, in a little while, these two reach the Arab country and come here to book a room. For dinner, Teresa goes to a hotel first, while Chris was taking a little time to come. In this hotel, we see a young boy named David, who had his eyes on Teresa and sends a famous dish of food here for her. But in the meantime, Chris comes here. Both of them talk happily again. Meanwhile, Chris proposes to her by giving her a ring and says, "I want to marry you." Now, after spending a lot of time together, Teresa also has full faith in Chris that he is a good man, so she agrees to marry him. Sitting far away, David sees this and leaves from here because he felt that Teresa was alone here. But seeing Chris with her, he found out that this girl is not alone here. After this, these two are in their room and today they had to go to an open desert. But in the meantime, Chris gets an important call who was calling him back. That's why Chris tells Teresa we have to go back home. Actually, Chris is a lawyer and he had to fight a case today. But Teresa refuses to go home with him and gets angry with him. On which Chris says, "Okay, you go with someone alone. By then I will do my work and come back and take you from here." After hearing this, Teresa decides to go to the desert alone. Now Teresa had reached a place where many people were present and they were all going to roam in the open desert. But in the meantime, Teresa's eyes are on David. Teresa goes to him without thinking. David tells her, "I am going to a famous mountain 30 miles from here for trekking. That place is very beautiful, so would you like to come with me?" But Teresa refuses to go with him and goes back in the same car. But here Teresa was looking a little sad. On the other hand, we see David, who finds Teresa in his car. That is, Teresa has decided that I will go to the desert with David. David tells her here, "I haven't slept for 2 days, so you drive and I'll sleep. Give me a place to go 10 miles away." And this is where a new story begins. Anyway, both get out of the car through an open desert. There was only an open desert all around. There was no human being far away. And after walking a long way, both finally reach that mountain. Both climb the mountain and look at the surrounding scenery. This view was much more beautiful. Teresa has never seen such a beautiful view in her life. On the one hand, we see Chris. He gets a call again who tells him here that the work for which we were calling you is now done. So you don't have to come here anymore. Chris gets very angry to hear this. Because of this work, Chris did not go out with Teresa. On the other hand, we see David and Teresa, who were sitting next to their car and talking to each other. Teresa asks him, "What do you do?" David says, "Nothing. I'm just enjoying life like this." Anyway, it's night after that, and tonight they decide to spend the night here. At night, they joke with each other. Meanwhile, David tries to get close to Teresa and gets very close to her. Although Teresa also wants to do all this, but Teresa still stops and stands up and leaves. After this, we see the morning scene. Here Teresa was sleeping alone. As soon as her eyes open, she finds that David got down from this high rock because of a parachute. And at the same time, he had written on a paper here that "I am waiting for you down." Teresa sits in the car and tries to get down from the high rock. The road was very dangerous. If you look away even a little, it's like an accident. Teresa carefully gets the car down, and after a long time, she somehow gets close to David. And she says angrily, "I should have left by now. But because of your behavior, I'm stuck here." On the other hand, we see Chris, who reaches the place from where everyone had gone to roam in the desert a day ago, and now they all came back. But Chris sees that there is no Teresa in all of them. To which Chris asks the owner of the car, "Here was my girlfriend," and also shows her photo. On one side, we see both of them who were now going back to their home. Here David drives a music in his car, whose voice was very loud, and Teresa does not like it. So she takes out the cassette and throws it out of the car. With this, David breaks the car and gets back to get his music cassette. But because of the brake, the tires of the car were stuck in the sand. David tries a lot to get the car out, but now his car does not come out of the sand. Worrying about this, Teresa asks him, "Do you have any other way to get out of here?" So David says, "No, I have no way to get out of here. We just have to wait for someone to come here. This will be the right decision." But Teresa says, "We have been here for 24 hours. Have you seen anyone around? No one will come here to help us. We have to do something ourselves." David says, "Do you have any other way to get out of here?" Teresa says, "No, I have no way to get out of here. We just have to wait for someone to come here. This will be the right decision." David says, "We have been here for 24 hours. We just have to wait for someone to come here. This will be the right decision." David says, "No, I have no way to get out of here. We just have to wait for someone to come here. This will be the right decision." David says, "We have been here for 24 hours. Have you seen anyone around?" "No, I have no way to get out of here. This will be the right decision." David says, "This will be the right decision." So they all go out of the sand. All the people go out, and after searching for a long time, he reaches a police officer and says, "One day before today, my girlfriend went to Rome in the open desert, but all the people who were with her came, but my girlfriend did not come yet." At which the officer says, "Look, kidnapping here is a common thing. We will find out in a few hours. You just wait." On the other hand, we see both of them. Teresa, poor, hungry, weak from thirst, comes back to David and starts drinking water as soon as she comes. But David forbids her to drink water and says, "The more water we save, the better it will be for us, because we do not know how long we will be stuck here." David takes out a map from his pocket and says, "There is a road 10 miles away from here where cars keep running, so we should go there." But it was not at all easy to walk 10 miles in such scorching sun. So David says, "We should wait for the evening. In the evening, the weather here will be cold, which will make it easier for us to walk." Anyway, after a while, it is evening here and both start walking their paths. Both are tired, lost, weak from hunger, just go with a false hope that if we go ahead, we will find a way to go home. But what will happen next, they do not know anything. Now after walking a long distance, Teresa is very tired, so she sits here and starts drinking 2 sips of water. But during this time, a strong storm comes here, which makes it very difficult for them to move forward. Both hold each other and fall here. Now after this, we see the scene of the morning, where these two were lying in this open and hot desert. Teresa stands up and sees that cars are running on a road a little far from here. Seeing this, both are very happy. 2 days later, they saw a hope to get out of here. Both, weak from hunger and thirst, start moving forward with their fast steps. But then a very deep valley comes in front of them. Seeing this, both lost their hope in a single moment. Both are very sad. Due to running, their throats were dry due to thirst, and now they had no water to drink. Poor tired, both sit here. Then Teresa says to David, "Can we cross it with the help of a parachute?" To which David says in light words, "We should rest a little. After that, we will think of getting out of here." On one side, we see Chris, who reaches the same place to find Teresa, from where Teresa left with David. Chris asks an old man here showing a picture of Teresa, "Have you seen this girl?" The old man recognizes the picture and says, "Yes, I saw this girl about 2 days ago, and I know where she has gone." Hearing this, Chris was very happy and says to him, "Can you take me to that place?" The old man says nothing. Chris says, "I will give you money in return for this." On which the old man calls his 2 sons and tells them to take Chris with them. On one side, we see these two, who were resting in the shade of a big rock. After a long time, they had spent a few moments in the shade. Now, after a lot of rest, both decide to get off this cliff and cross it. Both slowly start getting off the cliff, but in the meantime, Teresa's foot starts slipping, but David holds her foot with his hand and gives support, so that David no longer has control over himself and his own foot slips. Meanwhile, the scene is cut, and we see David hanging from this high rock. Teresa somehow pulls him up with her hand. Because of the fall, David had a very deep wound on his stomach, which had a small stone in it. Now they had no hope of getting out of here. The poor two were weak from hunger and thirst. Even their lips were dry, because they had not drunk water for a long time. Then Teresa, with one last hope, opens the parachute and tries to jump straight from here. After a lot of effort, Teresa is able to jump in the trench. At first, Teresa was slowly moving forward, but then suddenly the parachute starts going down, causing Teresa to hit the rock and fall down. On one side, we see Chris, who reaches the place with both of them, where David and Teresa had come to the rock. Here, Chris gets Teresa's phone, in which a video was made. In this video, David and Teresa were very happy and very close. Chris feels very bad to see this, although nothing like this happened between the two of them as he thought now. On the other hand, we see Teresa, who was lying unconscious in the trench below. After a while, Teresa opens her eyes and finds that I am lying in a small dirty drain. Because of the thirst, the throat was dry, so without thinking, she starts drinking this dirty water. Meanwhile, a little girl comes here playing, but she gets scared to see Teresa and starts running away from here. Teresa tells this girl to stop and says, "You are not in any danger from me," and asks for her parents' address. The little girl says, "We have a small tribe some distance from here," while David was still lying injured on the other side of the trench. On one side, we see Teresa, who reaches the tribe behind the little boy. Teresa was weak from hunger and thirst, and finally comes here and becomes unconscious at the last step. See, the people of the tribe come running to her. After a while, the people of the tribe reach David and take him with them. On the other hand, we see Chris, who was going back to his house because he was getting very angry seeing the video he had seen. But then, on the way, they see David's car. These people stop near the car. There was a lot of stuff in the car, which spoils their intentions. Here, Teresa had written on a paper where we are going, which tells them where Teresa and David have gone. On one side, we see the people of David, Teresa, and the tribe. It was night time. David and Teresa were both lying down. Here, they were very close to each other. And there comes a time when both cannot stop themselves, and both have a lot of fun tonight. On one side, we see these people who had reached near that hill. And from a distance, we see that David and Teresa are sitting on a camel and going with a tribe from here. So, they reach them by walking a long way through their car. And they make them sit in their car. Now, they are all in the car. But we cannot see David here, because the two of them together made him unconscious and tied him in the trunk of the car. Here, they ask David, "Where is your car?" David says, "It is some distance from here. Actually, it is stuck in the sand and it is not coming out now." They say, "If you want, we can leave you near your car and we will also help you to get your car out." For this, David and Teresa both agree where David's car was present. But here, they both drop Teresa and David down and put a gun on both of them. Meanwhile, here, a man with a long beard comes with his two people. Actually, they were selling David, Chris, and Teresa to this man with a long beard. Their deal was for 70,000. But the man with the beard refuses and says, "I will give you only 50,000. Because of this, they start arguing. Here, this man says to Teresa, "Take off your clothes." Teresa gets very angry and spits on his face. Due to this behavior, this man's anger reaches the seventh heaven. And it is the one who shoots him that a boy from behind fires on him. In a while, bullets start and only this man with a long beard and mustache survives. Here we see David, who had a gun. David picks up the gun and fires it so that this man also dies. Here only Teresa, David, and Chris survived. David says to Teresa, "Take out the air from the tire so that the car will come out." Chris says to David, "When you knew that the car will come out by taking out the air, why didn't you do this 2 days earlier?" David says, "Because I wanted to spend time with Teresa. Because when I saw Teresa for the first time, I fell in love with her." Teresa gets angry after hearing this, but she doesn't say anything to David. Anyway, after this, the three of them sit in the car and leave. David was lying behind and he was in a lot of pain because of the wound. Everything was quiet here. No one says anything to anyone. And now this story ends with this. Friends, I hope you liked this story. And yes, what do you say? Oh yes, he remembered, subscribe to the channel too. You must have liked the rest of the video. The rest you tell me that if you go to such a place with a girl, what do you do? Do tell by commenting. See you with another amazing explanation. Thank you for watching Movie Explain. Please subscribe the channel Movie XR Explain.